So, Bath Rugby against Leicester Tigers, round 3 of the Premiership. Can we get our first win of the season? Can we get our first win? 0 from 2 against Bath, who are 2 from 2. A place that we have an absolutely atrocious record, the Rec. It's 1 win in 10 games, only won once since 2011 there. That was a couple of seasons ago. We don't fare well there when Bath are playing pretty terribly, and they're now in form. As I said, 2 from 2, top of the pile. We're down in 9th. It's gonna take one heck of a performance to get any sort of result there tomorrow afternoon. Let's get straight into the teams. So, Tigers, McKellar's made 4 changes to the starting lineup. Backline unchanged, gone again with Brown, Bassett, Porter, Kelly, Hassel-Collins, Shilcock and Whiteley. Not much to say there really. Maybe surprised to see Guy Porter, obviously went off injured in the first half last week and looked like it was a pretty serious injury. But obviously great to see that it wasn't. And hopefully the unchanged backline means we get a bit more continuity. Hopefully they're starting to get used to playing with each other. Hopefully we can see the backs involved a little bit more. But into the pack, a few changes here. So he's gone for Cronin, Clare, Hayes, Henderson, Wells, Liebenberg, Reffel and Rogerson. Obviously headline there is Tommy Reffel playing his first game for Leicester this season. Absolutely brilliant to have him back. Hopefully he has a massive impact. Had a pretty good World Cup. Shame that he got injured midway through. He had a few real standout performances. Hopefully we can really target their breakdown. Something we probably haven't seen in the first 2 games. We haven't really won the battle of the breakdown too much. Hopefully Tommy can change that. The second big name there, James Cronin, first game of the season. Hopefully he can have a big impact on the scrum. The scrum's going to be a really interesting battle. It's going to be great to see Cronin there. Rogerson coming in for Hatherell. Bit of a shame to see Hatherell and Cracknell miss out. That's our 2 big carriers who get past the gain line so far this season. Maybe slightly worried about that, having no major carrying option as such. Obviously Rogerson, Liebenberg do a good shift there, but they're not massive gain line carriers, more found on the widths. So hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. Hopefully we don't miss that big carrying options. Into the substitutes, gone for Dolly, Van Veek, Hurd, Carter, Ilioni, Powell, Atkinson and Thokanasiga. Obviously great to see Emeka involved in the 23 for the Premiership the first time this season. Again, maybe a sign we're going to really try and target their breakdown with a genuine 7 option on the bench. Otherwise, kind of as expected. Good to see that Thokanasiga's on the bench again. I think he had a decent game last week, obviously coming for the injured Porter in the first half. It's a decent 23 as again. Got some good names coming back involved. Carrying up is definitely a bit of a worry for me, but it's very decent 23 on paper yet again. Into the Bath side, so they've gone for Gallagher, Thokanasiga, Ajomu, Redpath, Muir, Russell and Spencer. That is a scary backline, to be brutally honest. Obviously the star name, the big bucks man himself, Finn Russell. He's one of the best fly-halves in the world. Maybe can be a little bit hot and cold, and maybe I think the weather, I saw it was a bit rainy, not quite suited to him. But I'm sure he'll still have a very good game. Got to try and keep him as quiet as possible, try and get up into his face as quick as possible. Ben Spencer being probably the form 9 of the Premiership so far this season, scored a hat-trick in round 1. That half-back pairing is brilliant. Absolutely, probably one of the best in the Premiership at the moment at least, and probably even when all the internationals are back. And Joe Thokanasiga, he's a big ball carrier, isn't he? He's a very, very good player. Maybe sometimes loses his hands and can sometimes get caught out in defence. But that is some serious firepower in that back line. Into the pack, so he's gone for Barno, Dunn, Toit, McNally, Yules, Lee Warner, Reed, and Barberi. Again, that is a very good pack. Sorry, up front three, Abano, Detroit. That is serious firepower. As I said, the scrums are going to be a really interesting battle. It's going to be super interesting to see who comes out on top there. Decent second row. Obviously, lots of experience there. And Alfie Barberi is obviously it's great to see him finally get a few games together, but going to have to really try and keep him quiet. Onto the bench, they got Annett, Showman, Yonker, Richards, Kuotse, Schuder, Bailey, and Cleopti. 6-2 on the bench shows the sort of game they are expecting. Going to be a physical encounter. So they obviously have been 2 from 2. Van Gran finally getting Bath player. Good bit of rugby. Obviously, have had quite a few tough seasons. Finn Russell was obviously a massive difference, as I already said, one of the best fly-offs in the world. So that's always going to make your team play a bit better. But they seemed like a well-drilled side. And from all the comments I've seen on the Bath, they feel like it could be something special this season. So it's going to take a heck of a performance to try and get anything away from this game. 2 stats that I've picked up so far in their season. They've only got 82% line-out success rate. Maybe something we can target, especially with Cam Henderson in the second row. Try and make their ball as difficult possible and really try and target that. And they've also conceded 25 penalties, which I didn't fully check, but that's probably one of the highest in the Premiership so far. So again, something we can try and target there. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. Really tough game. A place we, as I said, have a terrible record. Weather looks like it's going to be raining during the game. Probably helps us slightly. We just got to make it a proper dogfight. Everyone's going to be on it. We had the good response from the Bristol game against Sale last week, but we've got to have even bigger response against Bath this week to get a result. Onto the prediction. I'm 0 from 2 so far. Got both predictions completely wrong. And I never like to back against us, but I am going to back a Bath win by 5 points. I think they're in form. Tough place to play. I just feel like they're going to edge it. But as I said, both of my predictions so far have been wrong, so hopefully that is wrong. We'll see. We'll see come 3:05 tomorrow afternoon what sort of game we're in for. Gutted that I'm not there. I would have loved to be in there, but as we've all seen, the price of the tickets is absolutely outrageous. You can't justify that, especially it's going to be raining. To pay, £70 to sit in the rain? Yeah, no thank you. So watching from home for this one, but let's hopefully we can change our start of the season and find our first win. But yeah, it's going to be super, super tough.